Was there a moment when you realized you were really good at golf?
Not really.
Hi everyone, Claire Rogers here. I am at Liberty National and I am very excited. I have my first professional golfer joining me on the scoop today. We're going to be going back to New York City together. I have two-time NCAA champion and 12-time winner, Rose Zhang.
No, this is my first time. Oh my,
no,
this is perfect.
Okay.
I got some ice cream.
Very exciting.
Statue of Liberty colors right there. I'm a froyo person.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your
go-to?
froyo?
Just a tart. I haven't gone up before.
Oh, you haven't?
Nope. It looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
So you're making your pro debut this week after a very successful college career. Why now? How did you make that decision?
Well, there's a lot of factors that went into it. I felt like I always wanted to play professional golf, and I felt like it was just the time now to turn professional. I finished 2 years at Stanford, was on the team for 2 years, and I've accomplished a lot there, and I felt like it was time for something that can really push me to my limit, and I've learned so much in college that I felt like I could use it once I'm here out on tour. So, very difficult decision for me, but partially one of the decisions to turn pro early was because I wanted to finish school, and I was able to do that at Stanford. So I'm a communications major, and Michelle Wee actually, she was at Stanford, and she was also a comm major. You know, she already graduated, and she was able to turn professional while being at school. So a lot of the things that she did kind of made me realize that, oh, hey, like I can be multitasking and also playing professional golf while being at school. And I love it at Stanford. I don't want to miss it for the world. College is a short time period of your life, and I want to get every single bit of time that I can have at Stanford. So the experiences that I have are priceless. The friends that I made are priceless. So I felt like 2 years wasn't enough. I know that my career's kind of on the next level, or something where I felt like should be elevated, where I can push myself. But in terms of school, just wanted to stay.
So you'll have to take classes. What will that look like?
Yeah, so I'll be taking classes in the fall and the winter, because winters are off season. And then for spring, I'll do leave of absences and figure out my schedule from there. But that's what Michelle did. She's like, I was chilling, so I felt like it was time for me to kind of think about that route. And Coach Walker and my teammates have been so supportive of me, so it's been perfect.
So you beat a pretty big record a couple weeks ago, most ever wins at Stanford college golfer. You beat a big name, Tiger Woods. Did you hear from him or any other big names when you?
Yeah, I mean, Michelle reached out, which I was so happy about, and Tiger was like, congrats, and that was insane. He tweeted me out. I was like, okay, this is insane. So many big names. Dr. Rice was absolutely amazing. She's a huge donor for our school, and she's just an inspiration to many people outside of golf, right? And she personally wrote something to me. Mary Meeker, she's also a huge time supporter of Stanford Women's Golf, and I always see them at Siebel, where we practice at. So to have those kind of connections and to see such big time names, not only from the game of golf, but just from worldwide connections, it's pretty cool to see. And I'm very thankful for how I was able to, you know, enter kind of a world that's not just golf related.
Totally. So can you tell me how you got into golf, and then just kind of about your first set of golf clubs?
So when I first started, I was a very sporty kid, liked to be outdoors. And then my dad, he had a friend who forced my dad to kind of get into the sport, bought him golf clubs, bought him range balls, and even golf shoes, just to get him to like go out on the golf course and bet a little bit, have a little bit of fun after work. And he was swinging in the yard one day, and I started swinging with his heavy 7-iron regular shaft, even though I was like half that size. And then I I fell in love with it. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I want to try it out. So my first set of golf clubs I got when I was like 9, and it was the Cleveland Kids set. And then I played my first couple tournaments with that set. So,
Was there a moment when you realized you were really good at golf?
Not really. As horrible as it sounds, like I really just haven't thought about me being a really decent player. I thought it was a sport that I just fell in love with, and I knew that I was very competitive. So no matter what I did, I wanted to just drive forward and try as much as possible to get myself to be better than everyone else, but I never thought of myself as like, oh, I'm a really good golf player. I should just continue this because I'm good at it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does a Rose Zhang celebration look like?
I'm really bad at celebrating and celebrations in general. I would say my teammates would celebrate me after wins, but I would just be like, oh, well, thank you very much, and I'll move on with my day. I'll go home, take a good shower, call my friends, call my family, and then just call it a night. Sometimes I would come back and I'll be like, I have a lot of work to do, so I end up just chilling in the lounge area or the dining area that I'm at in my dorm, and then I start doing homework with my friends. It's not as productive, I swear, but I do try my best.
So when you wake up the next morning, you're like, oh my gosh, I just won that event?
That was me at Anwa, for
Okay,
sure. I had a couple events where I was like, I can't believe this is happening, but it was, you know, after you win big events, everything just is just a blur. So I end up just saying, oh wow, like there's a lot going on, and then I have all my responsibilities to do after wins, and then I don't really celebrate. I can't, yeah, but if I do celebrate, it's definitely I would always have a really good meal. So I would always go out to dinner with friends, find a really good place to eat, like a Japanese restaurant or Chinese restaurant.
Is that your favorite, if you could pick a meal to have?
Oh yeah, like celebratory, for sure Japanese.
Thinking about Augusta, is there one shot that's always gonna stick out to you?
There's one on 13, my third shot. It almost came close to going in the creek, but then it managed to be fine, and I managed to make a putt for birdie, and that really set me in the mindset of, okay, I can steady myself a little bit in this golf round, even though I wasn't playing the greatest. And then I went on to stay steady afterwards. And it's pretty funny because 13, even though that's my turning point this year, you know, 2 years ago was my turning point for the worst. I did duck hook my tee shot into the trees and then ended up just hacking it out with a triple. So it's kind of funny there. But I would say number 10 also on the playoff hole, I was pretty nerve-wracking. The putt itself, even though it was a 30-footer, it was a slider, and I knew that Jenny, you know, she was in trouble, but, you know, it's Augusta. You never know when you're gonna 3-putt, 4-putt, so I really had to keep myself in the moment in order to finish off that match.
If you were giving advice to someone who wanted to win at Augusta National, what would you tell them?
One shot at a time is so important. Even though everyone says one shot at a time for every single event matters, this tournament in particular is such an important time to just understand that you made it this far. You're in the final group though, and you really just have to take all that pressure in and really like dig deep and try to figure out how to execute one shot at a time. There's gonna be a lot of media, there's gonna be a lot of people, golf course is difficult, and there's a lot of adversity, no matter who it is when they're playing in that final round. So it's just so important to understand that you made it this far. Might as well just take it shot by shot and try to figure out how to get it done.
I want you to tell me a few things about yourself that the world should know about Rose Zhang as she makes her professional debut.
huge foodie is one. I love food, love taking food pics. I am quite clumsy, and I say a lot of stupid things. And it's just very out of pocket. Like, it's just at any time or anywhere, I could just come up with something super weird. And my friends will all be like, where did this come from? So that's me. And then I have a wide variety of music taste. I have like 10 playlists. Each of them are like 6, 7 hours, 10 hours long. And it can go anywhere from remixes to Chinese music to Korean music to like sad, depressing pop songs. Oh, country too. My teammates are so into country now. Morgan Wallen has been playing constantly. I think the most played song that we've played at every single, team van or like team practice, Morgan Wallen's Last Night. Oh, wow. So quite interesting. But I've gotten into country a little more just because of my teammates. Shout out to Rachel and Sadie.
So we've seen the celebrations and stuff. Do you have like maybe a more, I don't want to say inside joke, but funny favorite moment with your team that you'll always remember?
It's really hilarious because we actually have a team jokes list, and it's over like 50 things. So I can't really tell you specifically, but a lot of them comes from just like when we're in tournaments and coach says something so out of pocket or super funny, and then we end up just taking that week and making it an inside joke.
Who is your caddy, and then how did you go about, what's that process like, finding a caddy?
Yeah, I felt really lucky to have a team with Kevin as my agent to help figure out what my caddy situation is going to be. But Jason Gilroyd is going to be on my bag for this event and future events. So I'm super pumped to have him. I know he has so much experience with amazing players like Minji and Anna Norkovist and all those amazing players. So he knows a lot inside the LPGA ropes, and for sure he's going to be able to guide me through, what tour life is going to be all about and what it's going to be like a little bit more. The caddy situation was, a little bit stressful because I had no idea what I expected to have in a caddy, but you got that? Just a little wave. Yeah, I actually just, met him at Stanford. He came in, flew in, and I showed him around campus with his son, who's the same age as me and goes to SMU. And toured him around a little bit. We had like a darty at Stanford, so it was really funny just to like go through campus and be like, this is what Stanford is like. So it was really exciting. I really like him as a person, and I'm sure we're gonna have a really good teamwork once we get on the golf course.
You are very in control of your emotions on the course. Are you like that as a person, or where does that come from?
I'm like that in real life. I don't really fake things. I'm pretty authentic in general. I just feel like it's too difficult for me to have just rising and falling emotions all the time. It's just my personality. I'm kind of like my mom. My mom's a very level-headed person, and we have similar vibes. But I just like to go out there, and even though, I am human, I still feel pressure, and I still feel times of frustration and maybe even happiness if I'm playing well. I do keep my composure for the most part, and I think it's just who I am. I don't think anyone has really taught me. It's just innate, and I like to figure things out. Yeah. Very simple.
Awesome. Well, Rose, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And good luck this week. We're very excited to see you play.
Thank you for the ice cream.
Even though it's like,
Even though it's like,
oh, you got to eat a good amount though,
oh
right?
yeah,
Okay,
I ate
good.
a good amount.